Hi guys, a very good evening, and I am so excited. Today is day number 4, and there's a topic that I got a lot of people requested me to cover this topic, and from the survey results and from all the communication that I've been doing with the members, the entrepreneurs, I just decided that today's topic is on people skills. Okay, and earlier I wanted to talk about abundance, but there were a lot of people, and yesterday also the kind of questions I have got, there were so many questions. I really want to talk about people skills because this is one of the most crucial skills, especially if you are in the business or you're at the leadership position, or doesn't matter where you are. I really feel this is one skill that is very, very important. And a lot of times, people have a lot of misconceptions about people that I'm going to reveal in some time. But as a psychologist student, I mean, this is one of the favorite topics that I really like to talk about and share, because this session can help you build better business connect. Okay, and it can help you what are the mistakes that you should avoid. And also, because I've got some questions, I will be also covering a bonus section on personal relationship, what you should be careful of, and what how you should develop connections. Okay, so based on, like I said, all the questions that I've got, so many questions, I've decided to talk about this subject, which is called ultimate people skills, or it's all about people. And research has said that people skill is actually determines 80% of your success in your career, though it is a business or it is your I would say your personal life, right? 80% of your success depends on your people skills. And the reason is very logical, if you will see. I mean, you are a business owner, or you're a freelancer, or even if you're a school teacher, does not matter, right? But 80% or more than 80% of your time, mainly we are communicating with people. Yeah, either in form of clients, or in form of existing clients, or in form of new clients, or in form of your stakeholders, investors, or anyone you deal with, or team members. It's all about people. Like 80% of your time you are surrounded by people, so it makes a lot of sense to talk about this skill. And this is the reason, actually one of the biggest reason, that people, even if you have I mean, I have gone in some of the organization, and I remember there was a company that called me a couple of months back, and it was a very, very reputed company. And when I went in that organization, I spoke to the senior person. I think he was CFO. And he told me that, Neha, this person, he's really good technically. I mean, he is excellent as an asset. He's very good asset for a company. But the problem is he cannot go along with people. He cannot manage his team members. He becomes very aggressive. He's very rude with people. And hence for us, I mean, we have taken him to a certain level, but we cannot take it to the next level. Yeah. And that's when, I was like, and he's at a leadership position. Okay, and company really wanted to help him, company really wanted to support him, but they said that due to lack of this one skill, we cannot take it ahead. So careers are at stake if you do not have this skill. Same as with entrepreneurs, right? Like entrepreneurs life, if you will see, entire day it is jam-packed. I mean, we're talking to so many different people at once, and if you do not have that skill to connect with people, if you do not have that skill to go along with people. I remember I was in one of my very good friend's office. He runs a very good startup, and there were close to 35 employees. And when I went and I was just talking to him, I was really shocked at the way he was dealing with people. He was bursting them out. He was losing his state. He was talking so rudely. And that was the reason his company has very, very high attrition. Every time people are coming and they're just going. People are coming and they're going, because people don't leave a company, they actually leave their bosses. Okay, and what do they leave in their bosses? Mainly it's all about people skills, right? And at the same time, if you have good people skills, it is very easy for you to retain your employees. It's very easy for you to retain even your clients. It is very easy for you to get along with your clients. It is very easy to even ask for more business from your existing clients if you have that connect with them. At the same time, if you do not have this, then there is a problem. Okay, there's a problem with the team members. You're not able to get work done from them. That's the first frustration that a lot of entrepreneurs have, that they don't listen. They don't listen. Come on. I mean, they are humans. If you will tell them to do certain things, why would they do? Because we are humans. If somebody even gives me order, Neha, do this, I mean, I won't feel good about it, right? But a lot of people don't know this. I mean, they feel I'm the boss, so people should listen to me. Well, that's not the case. That's humans just do not work in that way. Okay, so we are just warming up, guys, for this session. And today's session, I'm talking all about people and people skills. Okay, so if you have just joined me, or if you're watching me live, and if you would really love to learn more about this subject, whatever comes to your mind, just type in the chat box, learn more in the chat box. Just type learn more in the chat box. Yeah. Sure, Ashik. Definitely. Thank you. I do not do personal mentoring because I don't have time, but I do have my course details that I've shared with you. So I would highly recommend you go for that course, because through that course you will get chance to be part of my live sessions plus online courses. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for responses. Okay, so I'm talking about, I mean, and actually this is a topic that, I can go on and on and on for an entire day, but in the interest of time, I want to share with you some of the super amazing secrets about people and how you can get along with them, specifically in the business setting. And also, because of the demand of this subject, I would really like to talk about some tips that you can use it in your personal life. And let me tell you, the reason I'm doing this is because, let me tell you very honestly, like, I have been completely pissed off, okay? I have had people in my life wherein, I mean, I was not able to grow, and I was in a constrained environment, and I was not getting results. And I never had any idea how to deal with them. I trusted them. My trust was being betrayed. And when I talk about professional relationships, I've seen that in the last 3 years, it has been one of the biggest asset that I have developed. And in last 3 years, I have just learned the nuances of how you need to connect very professionally, in the business setting, because I feel at least there are some rules there. But at the same time, in personal connect also, there are some things that you should be really careful about. And I'm sure that once you understand these things that I'm going to share with you today, and these are something very practical, like if you know me that I really like to talk about something that works in the real world, something that I've experienced, and it has really given me results. That's what I would like to really talk about. Otherwise, I don't like to talk about theory stuff and all, okay? So I will be sharing some of those secrets. So like you can see, I don't have pen, paper. It's a free flow session, and that's what I really wanted to give you. Okay, so if you are all set and ready to learn about people skills, just type ready in the chat box. Just type ready. Yeah, thank you, Dilbar, for your response. Okay, super cool, guys. So today I'm in my home office. This is actually the setup, it's of a home office that I've done. Couple of days I was in just another room because there are a lot of noises. Actually, my room is near roadside. So it's very difficult for me to at times take sessions at this time, okay? All the kids playing and all, okay? So I'm blessed that today there is so much of sereneness that I can take session over here. And I really like to sit here and talk to you because this is the place that, I really feel connected to, okay? Super awesome, guys. Wow, I'm so excited to share about people skills. First, definitely in the business settings, and second, I want to talk about some interesting tips on personal setting. And before I go deep, let me share with you, if you're watching me for the first time, or if you're new, let me share this with you. In this 5 days of training, I'm also sharing about my upsell course, and this what I'm going to share today is also from my course, which is called Magical Communicator and Influencer. And it is my signature program, and people, all those who have taken in the past, they just love this subject. So if you are somebody who would really like to take your communication, your influencing skills, your presentations, your people skills to the next level, do join the course, because that offer is only till tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day of a training, and then the prices will go up, okay? So do consider that, and I will be super happy to have you in my inner circle, because I'm sure that it's going to change your life for better. Okay, so let's get started, guys. I'm so excited to share this with you. If you are also excited, just type excited in the chat box. Just type excited. Yeah. Okay, So let me share with you some of the very cool and very interesting mantras. And I would say if you can, yeah, just put it over here. I hope I'm clear. Okay, super cool. Yeah. And I really feel from the bottom of my heart, if you can apply these mantras in your life will never be the same. Okay. So let me start with the mantra number 1. Shall I start? Okay. Cool. So, before I talk about this mantra, let me tell you from where it has come from. So, oops. Just a second, guys. I'm just adjusting. I don't know what has happened. Yeah. Okay, so from where this mantra has come from, I'll just tell you. So, when COVID was going on, I was giving this sessions that is on communication and influence, and I was sharing a lot of amazing concepts. And then what I did? I used to do question and answers. I used to say, okay, tell me what are the problems when you talk to your clients? Okay, what are the problems when you talk to your team members? What are the problems when when things don't go well? What do you do? What are the challenges you face? As a leader, what are the problems that you face? And the best part was, based on their inputs, the problems they got, I was able to design a very customized program specifically for entrepreneurs and based on entrepreneur or a leader's life, right? And one of the things, when I was communicating to them, they said that, Neha, a lot of time is being wasted. Okay, so when there is business meeting happening, or there is a client meeting happening, or team meeting happening, people, they don't respect time and they end up wasting a lot of their time. And if you're entrepreneur or if you're leader in the organization, you know that the biggest asset that you have is of your time, and you can't afford that people waste your time. Okay, but if you are an entrepreneur, you're a new entrepreneur, or at times even established entrepreneurs, they just don't know the way on how they can save their time, because somebody has said I'll reach at this time, but they don't reach there. The meeting was supposed to be for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but it stretches for 1 hour, or at times even 1.5 hours. Okay, so because of these problems, what happened? People waste a lot of time. Okay, so if you have also faced this problem, just type me too in the chat box. Just type me too in the chat box. Okay, cool. So so this is, and let me be very frank. Okay, even I have faced this problem when I used to do one-on-one sessions with entrepreneurs. So ideally the session should be, the length of the session should be 30 minutes, but at times even it used to stretch for 2 hours, because we're just going on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, you realize, oh my God, my 2 hours are being it took the half an hour thing is done in 2 hours, and now my other commitments are gone for a toss, or I have to overwork. Like, instead of wrapping up everything at 7, 8, I have to wrap it up by 10 o'clock. So, which doesn't make sense, right? So, and that's what hard working is, and it's not smart working. Okay. So how many of you would like to know the mantra to save you a lot of times, your thousands and thousands of hours, when you talk to people, and a magic wand that can help you, stick to the timelines most of the time? If you want that magic wand, just type I want in the chat box. I want in the chat box. Yeah, cool. So this magic wand is something that is very simple and very easy to apply, and this is so important, and it completely changed the course of my life as I apply every single day now. I live it, if I'm sharing this with you, I live it every single day. Okay, and this is called basically setting the goal, okay, and setting the expectation. Now, what does that mean? See, what happens is, whenever you are attending any meeting, or whenever, and obviously you need to have certain, you need to be at a level. If you are at a supervisor level and all, it's not going to work. And that's the reason I always say what I'm going to share is only for entrepreneurs, because when you're at the leader level, or when you're entrepreneur level, you can do this, because you are ultimately the person who is driving things. So, so you have certain intention. Like, let's say you need to take meeting of 30 minutes, or maybe you have a say session of 30 minutes, or let's say there's an important presentation for 30 minutes, or say you're talking to one-on-one person for 30 minutes. Does not matter, but there is a time wherein you decide, okay, I want to go for a sales meeting for 30 minutes, or maybe whatever is the goal, right? So the first intention is always, begin with the end in the mind. Begin with what is the goal, why you are meeting with that person, why you are even communicating with that person. Okay, like for example, when I start this session, I shared with you very specifically the goal of this session, that I will be sharing about people skills. And I shared with you why I am talking about this skill, right? So the goal is very simple. We are talking about people skills. Now, all of a sudden, if you will start asking me questions about time management or productivity or personal mastery, which are the other topics I'd really like to talk about, or presentation mastery, or maybe this thing, how you can know yourself better, these kind of stuff, if you're going to start talking to me, or success principles or millionaire mindset, I mean, we will deviate from the topic and the questions will not end. And instead of like 20-30 minutes of the session, it will go for 1 hour. Okay. So what happens is, it is very important for you, whenever you're communicating, begin with a goal in the mind. What is the end result that you want of this conversation? What is it that you want to take away? Okay, so I'll tell you one of the blunder that I did. So I went and in one of the entrepreneur, and it was one-on-one session, and he was really interested to learn leadership and all, and he said, I just need one-on-one sessions. I said, okay. So usually for one-on-one session, if anybody wants to avail it, they have to speak to me for 30 minutes. I understand where they are, where they want to go, and basically if I can help them, only then you can go for one-on-one, otherwise you do not go. Very simple. So and it was like we were conversing, and it was 30-minute session, okay, ideally. So I asked him, and it was fine. Now after those instead of 30 minutes, that meeting lasted for 2 hours. Okay, and I was so pissed off. Why it went for 2 hours? Number one, the goal was not set. Okay, it was like, I started off speaking to this person, and we spoke about, okay, these are the challenges, okay, this you can go for this program and all. But then all of a sudden he started talking about, yeah, what else you have learned, tell me more about yourself. And then all of a sudden, in between the conversation, from nowhere, things are coming. What other programs have you done? How have you got this international exposure? What else happened in your training industry? All that happened, and I started speaking. I started answering him. Okay, and that's the reason that it took 2 hours. Okay, but now what I do is, if I'm speaking to anybody, I say that, listen, this is personal session. Usually I charge for these sessions 4,999, but you are getting it for free because you are interested for one-on-one sessions. So in next 30 minutes, we are going to talk about 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1, what business you are in, what kind of past programs you've done, what are the specific skills you need to learn, and how it's going to help you, why you want me to help you to reach your goal. Okay, very specific. So what happens is, it's a razor sharp 30-minute session, and I'm the one who's driving it. He's not the one who's driving it. Okay, so what happens is, once you have that power, once you have control, you can drive things in your favor. Otherwise, what will happen? Most of the people, they are reactive. Okay, this is coming, I will answer this. Okay, this is coming, I will answer this. So what happens in the reactive mode? You are not able to set expectation, and then you end up wasting your time. Like, I used to go in corporates, and I used to do corporate trainings, right? At one point of time, I used to wait for HRs for at least 30 minutes of my time, and then I used to meet them, and then instead of 30 minutes, it used to take 1 hour of my time. They used to talk about everything else in the world except the training project. And then it used to really piss me off, because my second meeting and the third meeting were always delayed, and it was really, really very frustrating. Okay, how many of you get frustrated when people waste your time? Just type me too in the chat box. Okay, me too in the chat box. Yeah, actually it is very frustrating because in business, see, let's understand the business sense of it. Okay, your every minute is basically, it's all about money. If you will see business in that way, right? If you are working in the job, then also there is some amount of money that you earn every hour. Okay, same is with, if you're doing business is what business is? I'm giving you services, or I'm giving you a product, and in return of it, I'm expecting a money from you, right? That's what the business is all about. So for me, the time becomes very, very crucial factor. Okay, and that's the reason that a lot of entrepreneurs who work on communication and influencing skills, because they know that this is one skill, this is one superpower that can set them apart from the rest, and they can save their hours and hours of time. And once you can save your lot of time, you can focus more on your hobbies, you can focus on spending time with your family, or maybe just watching Netflix, whatever, work, rather than burning yourself for an entire day. Okay, so so if it is a bulb on for you, just type bulb on in the chat box. Yeah, bulb on. So the best is always set expectation and be very clear what is it that you want from the conversation. Okay, same thing you can even do in the personal conversation, personal communication. A lot of times in personal communication, people start playing blame game, specifically when things don't go right. But the moment you start thinking, okay, what is the end result of the conversation I want? Do I really want to demean the other person? Do I want to hurt the other person, or I want to solve something with the person? If the answer is I want to sort things out with the other person, then it doesn't make sense to play the blame game, or it doesn't make sense to be aggressive, or it doesn't make sense to demean the other person or hurt the other person, right? You can, once you're cooled down, then you can sort it out. Okay, so if you got this tip, and if this is something that you can instantly apply in your life, just type apply in the chat box, because this has saved my so many hours. I mean, I don't know, this is something that has saved my so much of time. It has saved my so much of hours, and my God, it has given me so much, so much of time freedom, I'll say, because of that right communication. Okay, and it's very simple. Today also I got a call on one of my other number, which is my company number, and there was a person who was just talking, bragging, and I was like, listen, I don't have that much of time. Let's talk. What you want? What is it that you want? Tell me, and how I can help you. Just tell me that. And he was like, okay, this. I told him, okay, this is the program I have. And then you know what he said? I don't have money. I said, no problem. Whenever you have money, then you come back to me. Okay, very simple. So what happened is, rather than, and he was, and most of the people you will see, if you're doing conversation with them, either on business settings or in the personal setting, they really want to talk a lot about themselves for no reason. Okay, because human psychology says that we love to talk about ourselves. So if they are loving to talk about themselves, it's good until and unless you are making a rapport and you're connecting with that person. But after that, you should get back to the business and focus on what is actually required. Okay, if it makes sense, just type make sense in the chat box. Okay, anyway, so if you are a business owner, or if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're a solopreneur, or if you're your own boss in any way, just type own boss in the chat box. I really like to see how many of you are own bosses. Okay, just type own boss in the chat box. Cool. So this is the first tip that I really wanted to give you, and I would say this is one, 80-20 principle. You do 20% of the things that gives you 80% of the result. This is such kind of tool. Okay, the second thing I really want to talk about in business setting that very few people do, and that is called the problem is that people assume a lot. Okay, people assume a lot that, okay, this was being said, that was being said, this was happened, that has happened. And in reality, these are just stories in your mind. Okay, maybe client has not told you, but you have just assumed maybe they want this thing also, or maybe they do not want this. Okay, I'll just give you an example of assumption. Okay, like let's say you gave an instruction to one of your team members, or maybe your client just said, okay, let's connect on day after tomorrow 5 p.m. Okay. So, to take it forward, he just said, okay, let's connect after 2 days to take it forward. Like, let's say it's a sales call you've done. Now he has just let's see if we can take it forward. So you don't know how things will be, but a lot of time people just assume, oh my God, I've got appointment of this person, so the deal is closed. Okay, now this is not working. Okay, because you cannot assume what is going in the people's mind. So the best way is always ask questions. Like, for example, if somebody's told me, okay, Neha, call me tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow what time? Okay, so because for me tomorrow can be morning 9 o'clock because I start working at 9. But for somebody else tomorrow can be 12 p.m. Okay, so ask question. Okay, Farzana, you're your own boss. Cool. Yeah. So asking question is very crucial so that you don't assume things. Okay, even at home, there's a very specific instruction. If people are not giving, you need to ask question. Like somebody said, okay, give me 2 days of training on leadership. On what? What in leadership you want me to cover? Okay, I mean, I don't understand. Most of these HRs are like, Neha, cover this. What? I have certain things I can cover. So always ask question. And the best way to ask question is what, when, where, how. Because people will not be very specific, but you have to be very specific, because once you're very specific, You don't go through the pain of constant this thing difference, like what person has said and what you are assuming. It is always it has to be in sync, because if it will not be in sync, you will assume something will happen, the other person will understand something else, and then the blunder will happen. Okay. And there was a company that I was I just went in, and it was one of the, I would say, MD. Okay, MD. And he was sitting and he was banging his head like this, and I was like, what happened, sir? Why you are so tensed? And he said, Neha, I got an order from the client of a product A, but the product B was delivered, and now the client is screwing me because he wanted that product A, and now again that product will come, then I have to send him that product A, and it's like 1 week of delay, number one. Number two, also there's a payment delay. Number three, the product that is of no use to that client is no use to any other client also, so there is a complete loss of 1.5 lakhs. And I was like, oh my God, only if the person would have noted the order clearly and he would have done very specific, because then I went ahead and I asked him, okay, what happened? How did it happen? And the client said, okay, send me this. What send me this? Okay. You have to be very, very specific. And that's what, happened. That they didn't ask again. They just assumed, based on assumption, a product was sent, and then all the goof up. So if you have ever faced such kind of goof up in your life, that what you said and what actually the other person understood was completely out of sync, and then you're saying, oh my God, I didn't mean that. Okay, if you have faced that, just type face that in the chat box. Yeah. Third thing, now the third secret, that is this is my favorite secret, okay, that I want to share. One of the favorites, I would say. This is when you communicate with people, or when you are connecting with people, it is very important for you to understand when to use which medium of communication. Okay. Now, for example, right now I'm talking to you. The medium of communication is what? Facebook Live. But are there other mediums? Yes. You can talk to people on WhatsApp. You can just send SMS to them. You can talk to them on Facebook. You can speak to them on call. You can do face-to-face meetings with them. Face-to-face connect you can do with them. So the question is when to use which medium of communication so that you are able to drive better business results. Is this something that you would really like to learn? Just type learn in the chat box. Just type learn in the chat box. Okay, so we have let me see, Ajmer, Farzana, we have Neil, Ajmeri, okay, we have Hina, okay, we have Gloria, okay, Gloria Gio, I don't know the name, okay. Super awesome. So now when to use which medium of communication is very important on your goal. Okay, what is it that you are trying to achieve from your conversation, from the other person? What is it that you want? Let's say, for example, you just want to pass on an information, okay, for your information kind of things. What do you think will be, which will be the best medium of communication if you just want to share the information on for your information? What do you think would be the best way to communicate? Just type your answers in the chat box. Let me see how many of you can guess. Yeah. So see, there are 3 pillars of connecting to people. One is you just use your words. Another is you use tone. And third is you use your body language. Okay. And research has proven that the words account just for 7% of your communication when you connect with others. 38% when you involve your tone also, and 100% when you are available there. Okay, so the best kind of communication is undoubtedly the face-to-face communication, and the communication where there are a lot of misunderstandings, chances, that is email or WhatsApp communication. Okay, so what happens is, the point is, when do I use which medium of communication? So by default, you should use on your goal. If I just want to pass an information to you guys, email is much better. Even WhatsApp is better if there is a message that has to be conveyed. Like for example, today the session is scheduled at 8:30 p.m. Now I'm just passing on the information, right? So it is something that is formal. So the best way to connect, to talk about these kind of messages is through your WhatsApp or email. It works really well. Okay. Number 2. if there is some urgency or you need a response from the other person, okay, you have any question you need answer of, or maybe you have certain question, query, or something is not clear in your mind, or certain explanation has to be done, then the second best option for this is your telephone. Okay, so a lot of time people have urgency and they rely on emails. Now emails is not for urgency. Okay, email etiquette says that you can give 24 hours to the person to respond to you. Okay, so if there is any urgency that you have, that you really need the response now, the best is you pick up your phone and speak to the person. Okay, very simple. And third is, when do you use face-to-face communication? Now, well, this is something that I learned a very hard way. And how many of you have ever fought on phone or on WhatsApp with anybody? If you have ever fought with somebody on WhatsApp or on your mobile phone, just type me in the chat box. Okay. So what happens is, this is something, like I said, I learned a very, very hard way. So whenever there is any difficult conversation happening, that's one way. Or you need to address to a lot of people, or you need to speak to one time many people, or you need to speak to a person for a big deal. Okay, the best kind of medium is face-to-face communication. Number one, if you are doing sales calls and sales meetings, the best is face-to-face, like in some way, like videos is also not face-to-face, right? In this COVID, this is the best face-to-face that you can do. Because when person sees you completely, the communication is very clear and it's very better. Okay. Same is if you are doing any difficult conversation, like I have seen, like I have also done this. Okay, I used to on call, I'm fighting, or maybe on WhatsApp, the fights are happening, especially if you have personal connects. So what happens is, there already the medium of communication doesn't support you. Okay, and then you're fighting, so the chances of misunderstandings are so much, and then you end up saying, no, I didn't meant it, because on WhatsApp, people can't see the intentions. They can't see your tone. And in your intentions, people can see only through your tone. Okay, like yesterday, let's say you're excited and talk about, hey, I'm super excited to talk about this. Now people can see the intention that, yeah, she is passionate about her work. She's super excited about it. Okay. But when we talk about, this thing, WhatsApp and this kind of medium, they are very limited. People can't see you that clearly. Okay, so same is with difficult conversation. If there is any conflict that has happened, if there's any heated discussion that has happened, if there's any argument that has happened, ideally if you want to sort it out, if that's the intention, you must use face-to-face. Give some time, and then the best is speak to the person on face-to-face basis, and that's a better and the best medium rather than using telephone or WhatsApp, because using those two are like dangerous. Okay, same is with a client. Like for me, if there's any difficult client, I prefer that to bring them on a video call or on a Zoom call, and then speak to them and understand and listen to their concern rather than sorting it out. Obviously, there have been some situations wherein people have just called and I have to sort it out on phone, and I have done that also in the past. But I would say what really works well is when the person is really satisfied with the solution that you're providing, is when you are face to face in any difficult conversation. Okay, in any difficult conversation, anytime, it really works. Okay, and now at the same time, a lot of time people, when they're face to face, things also go wrong, but then that is a skill. That's what the difference is between you have people skills, other person do not have people skills. That's the only difference, right? Hence the reaction of yours and the reaction of other person will differ, and that's the reason if you are skilled, you will be behaving differently, whereas if you're not skilled, you will be behaving differently. Okay, and for me, I really feel bad by I've personally spent like close to 25 years of my education, my learning in my education. I have gone to schools, I've gone to college, I've been very dedicated as a student, and I've learned a lot. I've got good marks, I've been scholar, but frankly, I did not learn what works in the real world in my schooling. Okay, so I did learn English in my school, definitely, but I didn't learn communication. Now I teach communication because I know that the communication that works in the real world can completely change the course of your life. So 26 years of schooling, traditional education, which do not work today anymore, and this is the reason that I have this modern education wherein I really want people to develop any and every skill and the mindset that would help them to take their career and their business altogether to the next level. Okay, because what works in real world is very different than what we have learned in schools and colleges. Okay, if you agree with me, just type agree in the chat box. Just type agree in the chat box. Yeah. Cool. So today's three secrets, if you remember, let me start again. Number one, begin with a goal in the mind. Whenever you're talking to people in business setting, the only way to save you a lot of time is begin with a goal. Okay, these are the two topics that we need to discuss in next 30 minutes. Be very clear. Okay. The second thing is, what did I say? Second, third thing was when to use which medium of communication, right? And second, I'm not able to recall, guys. Do you remember what was the second point I shared? If you remember, just share that second point over here. I would like to know that. I'm just thinking, what did I say? Yeah. So, okay, and I also promised with you, I remember that I will be sharing some of the tips for the personal relationships and the personal connect. Okay, so this is the tip that I really want to share because I have experienced this deeply in my life, and I have not, I mean, it has really shaken me up, and that's the reason I'm sharing this with you. So what happens is I want to share about getting along with new people, okay? And it is applicable in personal and professional settings. Now, always remember, whenever you get along with new people, okay, the only thing new people are projecting is what they want to project. You don't know who they are as a person, okay? And for me, I was also like that. I mean, I didn't know the person is. I used to be, very friendly, connect a lot with people. And then, I used to say something, and then, that thing was used against me. And I mean, it actually shakes the person. It breaks the trust. It breaks the betrayal. And after a couple of instances, I realized that actually I am at fault. Okay, and what's the fault? The fault is, see, number one, you need to keep your business connects and your personal connects very separately. Do not mix both of them, number one. Number two, if you're connecting with any new person in the world, always remember this one rule, and that is called trust is built in installment. Do not give to people your trust very easily, okay? Let them earn it, because if they will earn it, then only they're going to value it. And today, at today's age and the time, you don't know whom to trust, whom not. Obviously, you can see through people, your intuitions will tell you about the person, but at the same time, you really need to be cautious also. I have seen some people who have been really very, very good to me on my face, and the moment I became friendly and I started sharing something about my life, it was a different face that I saw, and it was really scary. I've also seen people whom I barely know. I've spoken to them, and till date it's a good connect that we are having. So the best way to protect yourself is, do not share any of your personal information until and unless that person has now developed trust. And what do I mean by personal information? Such as your family, the kind of connect you have with your family, the kind of earning you are doing, what are your plans for your life, what are your life goals. Don't share these things. The best way to I would say, to connect with people and be around with people and play very safe is talk about general topics. Okay, like you talk about, like right now the COVID is going on, we talk about it, or you're talking about any other subject which is very generic in nature. Okay, so what happens is, when you talk about generic subjects, you stick to yourself. With the other person, you're talking about a topic, you're not talking about your life, number one. And number two, if there's a common interest between you both, like you both like cricket and you start talking about it, then you both can instantly develop a very strong connection. Okay, but never and ever share or disclose about your personal life, your age. Age is okay, still fine, but the salary, your any personal plans that you have, and also never ask any personal questions, because it's going to backfire you only in future. And if you are a professional, if you are a smart communicator, you have to be very, very careful of this, because if you're not going to do this, you can have people who are going to do a lot of shit and you won't be able to control it. Okay, and I know this because I've experienced this lot in my life. Okay, so if you got this, or if it was again a bulb on for you, just type bulb on in the chat box. Okay, so today's session was all about people skills, the most crucial skill that any person on the earth needs. Okay, so this is what I have to share about today's skill. Now, as today is the 4th day, tomorrow is the 5th day, which is the last day of a free training. And after that, all the videos will be gone. So in case you have missed any of the past videos, do go back and check it out. And also tomorrow, is a mega event. Okay, I will be talking about something very special, and that is about a very powerful personality, how you can have that. And also I will be sharing with you last time how you can join my course, that is Magical Communicator and Influence. And I would love to see you, because I know if your last couple of days, if you have got value, it is just like tip of the iceberg. But when you join the course, it's a lot more you get, and basically you get most of the stuff that's everything there in the subject. Okay, and I guarantee you that your life will never be the same. Okay, so if you are somebody who has been watching me from last 4 days, and if you have got the value from these sessions, I would request you to join me, because that's Magical Communicator and Influencer course. This is the one course that will help you communicate better. It will help you get yes from people. It will help you go along with people. It will help you create a better relationships. It will help you boost your business results because of this one skill. It will help you stand apart in the industry. And definitely, as it is a live session, so let me share with you, along with this course, you also get 5 different bonuses. I will be doing personal session with you of 30 minutes. I will be giving you my another 4 signature amazing programs like presentation, people skills, then Magically Succeed formula. So I have whatever all I have learned in last 2 years, whatever I've learned from my gurus, I've tried to capture everything in this course. And because I really want to speed up your journey. I don't want you to go through 2 years of the journey. I really want you to speed up your journey. Just work on your skill and move to next level. Work on your skill and move to next level. Okay, so if you are with me, just type with you in the chat box. And if you're still thinking what is the course price and all, well, the regular price of the course, so usually when I do live sessions, I charge 25,000 for these courses that I'm sharing with you. But this course, I have 2 options for you. You can opt for complete online course, or you can opt for online course plus live sessions. If you opt for online course, it is at just 4,999. The discount will be there till tomorrow. And if you opt for online course plus live sessions, it will be 5,999. Okay, and this offer is only till tomorrow. After that, it will go back to the original price, which is 9,999. Okay, so I would highly recommend you just get in the game. And if you're still like somebody who's thinking, I don't know if it is not worth, well, if you got 10 times value, I mean, from and 5,999, 4,999 is like just like going for a family dinner and eating. And we have spent, I think, lakhs in our education, which doesn't work anywhere in the real world, right? So stop thinking like an employee, think like a business owner. Okay, and business owner is somebody who invests ₹1, then he is going to think about how I can take out ₹2. Okay, so be a smart business owner. Okay, if you are putting money 5,000, also you should have a mindset how I should take out at least 10,000 back from this course, okay, in next 15 days itself. So be that smart communicator, be that smart business owner, because I really want that for you, right? So with this, I've completed today's session, and for tomorrow, as it is the last day, I'm super excited, because I'll be sharing about your personality, because personality is something that you carry every day, and a lot of myths around personality. That is, we need to be this, we need to be this, we need to look good, we need to look good. No, that's not the case. That's not the way I define personality. How I define personality is what I'm going to reveal tomorrow, and how you can develop that so that you become too good to be ignored. Okay, so that secrets I'm going to share with you, and those will be another beautiful secrets that I've learned from my own experience, right? So I'm so excited to share this with you. And yes, if you're still watching me live, just after this, as soon as you will be able to see this session recording, the link will be there. Just click on the link, complete your payment, and you will instantly get access to the course. And also, I will be speaking to you as a welcome call. Okay, you will get from my side. And I also got some of the questions on WhatsApp that I need personal sessions. So I did share with you that I do personal session, but it is a part of elite coaching. You need to apply for that. And if you qualify, only then you can be part of those personal sessions, right? So whatever works with you, you have all the options: only online course, only course plus live sessions, or maybe just, personal sessions. The choice is completely yours. Okay, so I'm there to support you to the best of my ability. If still you have any questions, you can send me personal message on Messenger or on WhatsApp, and I will be super happy to help you and support you in the best possible way. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, again. Bye bye, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.